My child, listen to me now, because this message was written in the silence of heaven for you alone. Someone, right now, in this very moment, has tears in their eyes because of you. Not out of hatred, not out of revenge, but because the bond between your souls is heavier than their heart can carry. They are crying in secret, with their face pressed against the night, whispering words only the wind can hear. Their sorrow is not small, it is a storm. And the reason behind it is tied to you, your destiny, and what heaven has been protecting you from all along. You may not feel it, but their grief is like a river flowing toward your spirit. You are connected to them beyond distance, beyond time, beyond words. And heaven has allowed me to bring this to you, because you must not walk blind anymore. This is not a random moment. This is not an accident. This is a divine exposure of what has been hidden, of what you were never meant to miss. Someone cries because your name sits in their chest like fire, and it refuses to let them rest. My child, you are being watched even in your silence. Every step you took, every word you spoke, it mattered to them. They remember your voice when the world is quiet, and it breaks them because they cannot erase you from their mind. They wanted to be strong, but their strength collapsed in front of your memory. They tried to hide their feelings, but heaven has pulled down the curtain. And now their tears are the only truth they cannot deny. Do you feel it? That heaviness pressing against your own chest right now is not just your own weight, it is theirs. Their spirit is reaching for you, and God is revealing it because it cannot be hidden anymore. The heartbreaking reason is this: they lost something they never thought they would lose, you. And even if they haven't said it out loud, their heart confesses every single second. My child, heaven has heard their cries louder than they ever spoke their words. They are afraid of losing you forever, and that fear has chained them. They are weeping not only because of the past, but because of the picture of a future without you. They thought they could live without your light, but every shadow around them grew darker. They thought moving forward would be easy, but every step has been like carrying stones. And still, their heart pulls them back toward you. God is showing you this because you are not meant to doubt your value. You were not just an ordinary part of their life, you were the anchor, the fire, the reason they felt alive. And now that distance exists, they are shattering. The world may not see their pain, but heaven sees every tear that falls from their eyes. It is for you. It has always been for you. And no one else will ever replace that place you hold inside them. My child, I tell you with certainty. This cry is not weakness, it is love in its rawest form. It is regret for words left unspoken, and guilt for actions that were never meant to hurt you but did. They replay your face in their mind, not with anger, but with longing. They hold on to the last memory of you like it is the only rope keeping them alive. And even when they try to distract themselves, heaven pulls your image back into their eyes. The heartbreaking reason they cry is simple: they feel they lost their chance with you. They see you rising, glowing, protected, and they fear they will never again stand close to you. That fear is destroying them. And God is exposing this now not to bring you pain, but to remind you, you are unforgettable, you are irreplaceable, and you were the miracle they didn't know they needed until it was gone. My child, you do not understand how powerful your presence has been in their life. To you, it might have felt ordinary, but to them it was divine. You were the reason they woke up with hope, and the reason they could smile through their storms. Now that you are not by their side, they crumble in silence. They try to wear masks, pretending to be strong, pretending nothing affects them, but the truth is carved into their tears. And heaven wants you to know, those tears have your name written on them. Every day without you feels like punishment for them. Every night feels colder, darker, lonelier. They are not crying because you hurt them, they are crying because they hurt themselves by losing you. The heartbreaking reason is that their soul is chained by regret. They replay what they could have done differently, and it breaks them all over again. My child, they whisper your name into the air as if the wind might carry it to you. They speak to your memory, because they no longer have the courage to speak to you directly. Their heart bleeds silently, and no one around them even knows the weight they carry. Do not think for a second that you were forgotten. If anything, you became unforgettable. You became the very thing they can't escape. Their tears are proof that even time cannot erase you. God is making this known to you now because you are standing on the edge of transformation. You are about to step into a chapter where their cries will become your crown. Their pain is the evidence of your worth, and heaven wants you to rise with that knowledge. Their sadness is not weakness, it is a declaration of how deep your value runs in their life. My child, you might not see it with your eyes, but their soul is bending under the weight of missing you. They laugh with others, but inside they are breaking. They shine outside, but the truth of their nights is emptiness. Why? Because you were more than a person to them, you were a divine assignment. God placed you in their path, and now every step without you feels like walking on broken glass. They thought they could replace you, but heaven did not allow it. Every new face, every distraction, only reminded them of you even more. They cannot run from what God has written. The heartbreaking reason is that they now realize, they had a gift and they didn't protect it. And that gift was you. My child, do not doubt yourself. You are not the reason for their pain, your absence is. You did not cause the storm, they created it by ignoring the light you carried. Heaven saw how much you poured out, how much you gave, how much you loved. And now the balance is returning. Their tears are the price of what they took for granted. God is showing this to remind you that no effort of love ever goes unnoticed. What you gave was real, and the proof is in how they break without you. They thought they could walk away, but walking away from you is walking into emptiness. Their heart is crying because it finally understands that truth. My child, you must also know this, your soul is protected. Their tears may call for you, but heaven guards you. The reason this revelation comes now is so you can walk forward with power, not backward with confusion. God wants you to know you were the light, not the darkness. You were the blessing, not the burden. And their cries are not meant to drag you down, but to lift your eyes to the reality of who you are. They are crying not just for the past but for the future that will never be the same without you. And while they mourn, you will rise. Their heartbreak is not your prison, it is your proof. My child. The truth cannot be hidden anymore. Their eyes have become rivers, and their nights have become prisons of memory. They try to bury your name, but every heartbeat writes it louder inside them. They are crying not just because you are gone, but because they see what their life has become without you. The silence is louder than any words, and the emptiness is sharper than any blade. They ache in ways they cannot explain to anyone, and heaven has chosen to reveal this to you. This is not to make you pity them, but to make you see your worth. Their sorrow is your confirmation. Their brokenness is your evidence. The heartbreaking reason they weep is because their soul knows the truth. It had something rare, something divine, and it slipped away. My child, heaven allowed the separation because you could not carry the burden of their unreadiness. You were prepared for love, but they were not. You were ready to give, but they hesitated. And in their hesitation, they lost the very thing they were praying for. Now their tears are not just for what was, but for what will never come again. They cry because they see the door closing. They cry because they feel your spirit rising into a level they can no longer reach. They want to call your name, but their voice is weak. They want to come closer, but their courage has been stolen by fear. So they sit in shadows, mourning silently, while you walk in light. This is the divine justice of heaven. My child, listen closely. When they look at others, they see fragments of you. When they hear certain words, they are reminded of your tone. When they try to move forward, heaven pulls them back by writing your image in their dreams. They cannot escape you, because God wrote you too deeply into their soul. Every attempt to forget has failed, and every attempt to ignore has broken them further. Their tears are not random, they are chains of destiny. They are crying because they are haunted by the what if. What if they had chosen differently? What if they had loved you better? What if they had protected your heart instead of hurting it? These what-ifs have become their torment. My child, you must understand, your value was never tied to their recognition. You were valuable before they knew you, and you will remain valuable after their tears dry. Their crying is not a reflection of your weakness, but of your strength. They cry because you changed them. You awaken parts of their heart they didn't know existed. You broke open walls they had built for years. And now that you are not there, those walls feel like cages. They are trapped by what they feel for you. They are held hostage by the realization that they cannot recreate what you gave them. And heaven is letting you know this, so you never again question your power. Your love was their miracle. And miracles cannot be replaced. My child, God is saying this with urgency, do not look back with sorrow. Look ahead with pride. Their tears are not your responsibility to carry, they are the harvest of choices they planted. You gave light, and they chose shadows. You offered truth, and they chose silence. You poured love, and they spilled it. And now, they must drink from the cup of regret. Heaven has seen how much you endured, how much you waited, how much you gave without asking for return. That patience was not wasted. It was recorded. And the tears they now cry are the repayment written in the book of justice. This is not cruelty, it is balance. My child, while they are crying for you, heaven is preparing joy for you. While they mourn the loss of you, God is opening doors to bring you into places where you will never again be overlooked. Their sadness is a mirror, but your future is a sunrise. You are not meant to sit in their shadows. You are meant to stand in your own glory. So listen, child, when you hear this message, know that heaven is shifting things. Their tears are the closing of one story, but your steps are the opening of another. And in this new story, your value will never again be questioned. My child. The angels have recorded every tear they've shed because of you. Their pillow is soaked with grief, their chest heavy with regret, and their silence screams louder than any confession. They are living a life where every smile is a mask, and every moment of laughter is interrupted by the shadow of your memory. This pain was not sent to punish you, but to awaken them. They now understand what heaven was showing all along, that you were a divine treasure, not a temporary gift. Their heart aches because they see it too late. The heartbreaking reason they cry is because their soul knows the truth: you were never ordinary. You were the miracle they mishandled. My child, do you know what heaven has revealed? They thought walking away from you would give them peace. They thought staying silent would protect their pride. But instead, their silence has become a prison. They cannot escape the sound of your laughter replaying in their mind. They cannot escape the way your spirit lit up every space you entered. They cannot escape the truth that their life is duller without you in it. Even when they try to move forward, heaven blocks the path. Every new connection feels empty. Every distraction fades quickly. Because deep down, their spirit cries out, "No one can replace you." And this is why they weep. My child, heaven is exposing this not to make you weak, but to make you strong. You must know that your love was real, and your worth unshakable. Their tears are not meant to chain you, they are meant to crown you. Every sob they release is a testimony that you mattered. Every sleepless night they endure is proof that you were unforgettable. They are broken because they mishandled something sacred. The heartbreaking reason they are crying is this: they now see what you carried, and they know they may never touch it again. That realization cuts deeper than any wound. My child, you gave them light, but they chose the dark. You gave them love, but they chose fear. You gave them truth, but they chose silence. And now their choices have turned against them. Heaven has watched them crumble under the weight of their regret. They scroll through memories like wounds they can't heal. They stare at the places you once stood, imagining what it would be like if you returned. But heaven is clear: you are not meant to go backward. Their tears are not your calling, their regret is not your assignment. It is their lesson to carry, not yours. You are meant to rise above, not return to what broke you. My child, hear this clearly: the reason they are crying is because they have finally seen what you always knew. You were rare. You were pure. You were sent by God. They cry because they feel the absence of your soul like a missing heartbeat. They cry because they know the chance they lost will never come again. And they cry because heaven whispers your name into their conscience, reminding them daily of the love they abandoned. This is why they can't sleep. This is why they look strong by day but crumble by night. And this is why God is telling you now, stand tall. Their heartbreak is your evidence. My child, your journey is not to be stuck in their tears. Your journey is to rise from their absence. They are crying over you, but you are being lifted higher by God. You are not meant to feel small because they didn't see your worth then. You are meant to feel great because heaven never stopped seeing it. Their sadness is temporary, but your rising is eternal. Heaven is saying, walk forward, child. Do not turn your face to their cries. Let their tears water the ground beneath your feet as you step into your destiny. Because what they lost is the proof of what you are about to gain. My child. Every tear that falls from their eyes carries your name. They may try to act strong, they may hide it from the world, but heaven does not lie. Their heart is breaking in silence because it knows what it lost you. They thought time would heal them, but time has only made the wound deeper. They thought distance would erase you, but distance has carved you even sharper into their soul. And now, every corner of their being aches with your absence. The heartbreaking reason they cry is because they now realize the truth. No matter how far they go, no matter who they meet, they will never find another you. My child, when they close their eyes at night, your face returns. When they wake in the morning, the first thought that stabs their chest is your memory. They try to run from it, but the memory of you chases them like a shadow. They cry because they are haunted, not by your mistakes, but by their own. They cry because their silence has become unbearable. They cry because they know they chose pride over love, and now pride is their cage. Heaven reveals this not to stir your pain, but to show your power. You were not a chapter, you were the story. And now, they mourn because they closed the book too soon. My child, listen closely. Their tears are not weakness, they are confessions. Every drop of sorrow is an unspoken word, a plea for forgiveness, a prayer they never said aloud. They wish they could turn back time, but heaven does not reverse its pages. They are living with a wound they cannot heal. They wear smiles for the world, but their pillow knows the truth. They keep busy in daylight, but the night strips them bare. And in that stillness, your memory crushes them. The heartbreaking reason is this: they finally understand your value, but they understand it too late. My child, God has hidden you from their reach now, because your destiny is greater than their regret. You are not meant to sink into their sorrow, you are meant to rise into your purpose. Their tears may reach heaven, but heaven has already decided. This revelation is not to pull you back, but to push you forward. Their crying proves your worth, but it does not define your journey. You are being lifted, while they are being refined. Do not allow their tears to bind you. Let their sorrow be their lesson, and let your spirit be free. My child, you will notice something in the coming days. You will feel waves of energy, moments where your chest feels heavy without reason. That is not your weight, it is theirs. Their soul is reaching for you, and heaven is letting you sense it. But remember, just because you feel their pain does not mean you must return to it. God allows you to feel so you can understand your impact, not so you can lose your direction. They are crying because they finally know, you were the light they did not protect. And now, that light is out of their hands forever. My child, this is your time to shine. While they drown in tears, you will rise in blessings. While they cry in silence, you will walk in favor. Heaven has written it this way because your love was never wasted, it was recorded, multiplied, and will return to you greater than before. Their heartbreak is not your punishment, it is their mirror. It shows them the truth of who you were all along. And that truth will never again be hidden. Walk boldly, child. For every tear they shed is a testimony that you were divine. My child, the heavens are not blind to the cries rising in the dark. Their voice shakes in silence, and their heart trembles under the weight of regret. They cry because your absence is not just emptiness, it is punishment for not cherishing the miracle you were. You were the light they didn't protect, the love they didn't nurture, the gift they didn't value. And now their tears water the ground where you once stood, hoping somehow the memory of you will bloom again. But heaven has closed that door, for your destiny is too great to live in their shadow. The heartbreaking reason they cry is not only because you are gone, but because they know you are never coming back the same way. My child, hear this, they see your glow even from afar. They see how heaven has lifted you, how your spirit shines, how your life is rising beyond the storm. And that sight cuts them deeper than any blade. They cry because they know your story no longer belongs to them. They cry because they lost the right to walk beside you. They cry because heaven has chosen to elevate you in places they cannot reach. The tears falling from their eyes are not just sorrow, they are confessions that they failed to hold what God had sent. My child, heaven is clear, their mourning is their journey, not yours. Their pain is not your burden. You are not meant to return to brokenness, you are meant to step into abundance. Their cries echo in heaven, but heaven answers in your favor. Their sadness cannot reverse your blessings. Their regret cannot cancel your rising. God is saying this because you must see, your worth was always greater than their blindness. Their heartbreak is the proof. My child, when you feel the pull of their spirit, do not mistake it for weakness. It is not your heart breaking, it is theirs. It is not your soul aching, it is theirs. Heaven is allowing you to sense it so you will know how deeply your presence changed them. They cannot eat without remembering you. They cannot rest without dreaming of you. They cannot move without feeling the weight of what they lost. And still, you are being prepared for something far greater. Do not look back. Look forward. Their tears are yesterday's truth. Your joy is tomorrow's promise. My child, the divine truth is this: you were never meant to be forgotten. God marked you with a light that cannot be erased. Even when people turn away, even when they pretend not to care, their soul still trembles with your memory. That is why they cry. Not because you are gone, but because you are eternal within them. They can never fully let go, because heaven never allowed them to. The heartbreaking reason they cry is that they now see what you always were, a miracle in human form. My child, I need you to feel this deeply: you were not the one left empty. You were not the one abandoned by heaven. You were the one preserved, protected, and chosen. Their sorrow is not your defeat, it is your evidence. They weep because your love was real. They weep because your presence was rare. They weep because their soul knows they will never again encounter what you carried. And you, child, must walk forward with that truth burning in your spirit. My child, your journey does not end in their tears. Your story is not bound to their regret. You are moving into a place where love will honor you, where blessings will overflow, where destiny will embrace you fully. Their cries are echoes in the background, but your song is rising in the foreground. The stage of your life is shifting. The spotlight is yours. God is saying, let their heartbreak be the proof, but let your joy be the testimony. My child, the final truth I must tell you is this: heaven has already decided. You will not return to sorrow. You will not walk backward into regret. You will rise into glory, into peace, into a love so pure it will wipe every tear from your own eyes. And while they cry over you, you will laugh in the light of God's favor. While they mourn, you will dance in the blessings written for you. While they break, you will be built. Their heartbreak is their lesson. But your destiny is divine. My child, it is finished. The tears they cry will not bind you anymore. You are free. You are chosen. You are rising. Heaven has spoken, and the story has shifted.